we're good.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Arcane Duels Run playtest tournament that's going on here right now to try to wrap up playtesting for the Mage Wars final set. Tonight we're watching a game between Reddicediaries and JasonCrage. Joining me tonight is our typical crew of Koshade and Puddnhead. Say hi, boys.
What is up?
And tonight we're going to get geared up for a match on the Forest map. And it appears that we have a Paladin coming down for SirJasonCrage, which, if anybody knows anything about Reddicediaries, he also likes to play the Paladin. So this should be an interesting match, assuming he had already planned to run the Paladin or Paladin himselse.
Let's go ahead. Let's just times 5 it just to move this along really quick. Times 10, times 25.
One of the great features of the Octagon replay system is the fact that we can do all of this.
Yeah, man. Boy, back in the day.
Right, back in the day, it was a lot of editing, I'll tell you that.
We also had to do it live for a while.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, we have no idea.
All right, and it does appear that Red's pulling out the Paladin in the Paladin versus Paladin throwdown. Now, having personally played against Jason's Paladin already once in this tournament, I know that it can hit pretty freaking hard, man.
Kind of Paladins in general, honestly.
My opinion is that Jason plays the Paladin the exact way you should play him.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of Paladins this tournament. Like, Julio also was playing it.
That's true, but Yuli played him in a much more defensive role than I like. I like Jason's stabby Paladin way better.
Well, I'm kind of excited to see. We're going to go at times 25.
Yep, just get through the planning. We'll get through. The early turns are somewhat slow on the analysis and things happening. So
honestly, your first turns, they're slow, but they're really important.
I say that. I say slow, but we watched Jason do a thing. He double runs and throws a ballista down. No, wait a minute. Wrong card. Lol. He doesn't cast the ballista, apparently.
He prepped the ballista because I was wondering if he was waiting to see what Red was going to do.
Mana shard, okay.
He's going to mana shard. And I'm sorry, but Red Dice puts down the Allendale, and it looks like he did that in order to try to get it so that he doesn't lose out on the legendary creature so that Jason can't cast Allendale himself.
Yeah, Allendale's actually a really good creature for level 5. Like, his stats are actually, like, pretty solid.
If you can find a way to make sure he has an avenue to beat something down, he does a fantastic job of beating it down. And frankly, the Holy School has a lot of tools to make sure he's going to be available to beat something down.
Yeah, and I want to point out that...
one thing I like about the some of the holy creatures that came out in more recent sets, the legendary ones, and why I think they're used so often is because they have a higher life total than regular holy creatures.
That's fair.
And you've got the knights and the clerics, and they have, the clerics are pretty good value. They have 6 health, 1 armor.
Yeah.
But the middling clerics and the Knights of Westlock and the Knights of the Red Helm, like, they have very low life for their level.
By comparison, yeah. What were you saying? I appreciate.
Well, one of the nice things is, you look at his ability, and it's like, for a level 5 creature, 4 dice, 11 up stun, But I actually like how they have a built-in sort of enchantment with him.
Built-in buff.
It's like, what makes him unique? Well, he's kind of a dump when it comes to bonuses.
He's a mana sink, but good lord, is he a hell of a truck.
But he hits hard, and the fact that you can give him, like, Knight's Courage and other Knight buffs and stuff like that, it really does actually add for him up to be really a strong character.
I will note that in terms of strategy, when you see Allendale come down, you're fairly certain what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is that the other guy's going to find a way to make sure Allendale's in your face swinging that gigantic sword at you. So, be aware. Be ready for that.
And speaking
of knights.
Wow, this is actually really brave.
It's brave, although if you think about it, there's a 40% chance every time that sword swings to be completely deflected.
Yeah, but Allendale does lightning damage.
I know. And so when it does hit, it's real bad.
Yeah, so he's automatically get the +2, but he also can pump it up 4 more. So that's going to be pretty intense to watch Jason get through this. I'm not saying he's necessarily at a disadvantage, but Puddin, you were talking about the life difference. This is only 2 mana difference, and we're talking about 5 different life differential.
Yep.
That's a lot.
There's something to keep in the calculus, though. It is only a 2 mana difference now. It's about to be 6 if he gets a first swing.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's a defense, and there's a lot of other factors.
There's a lot more that goes into Allendale than just his initial casting cost. He's one of those mana sinks over time.
That's fair.
It is something to keep in mind. I still think Knight of Westlock's one of the strongest level 3 creatures. It's very, very good.
So this is a really telltale sign of an aggressive Paladin out of Red Dice, not playing any long game stuff, really trying to get like you have a mana sink into Elendil, you have the idea of guarding for 2 mana. There's not a lot of long game stuff, and Jason I think recognized that early by playing the Mana Shard, and was just like, well, I guess I'm all defense while having this slight buff over you. So the big
he's got a slight advantage in channeling.
Yeah, so the big question now is Red Dice going to be able to sort of put his power level slightly above what Jason's getting from this extra channel? And of course, the cards you play is important here as well.
Yeah, well, right now it's fairly straightforward. Right, you can tell that Red Dice wants to put Allendale in a position to smack things down, and you can tell that Jason's going to do the opposite of, well, I know what he's doing. I'm going to do what I can to prevent that Allendale swing or prevent it from doing real damage, right? And by doing so, he's also putting down supplemental damage with the Ballista.
Yeah, Jason putting down the Ballista in a defensive position, really smart. He's saying, you're coming to me, or I'm going to have this crystal, and I'm going to slowly get that edge.
I'd say this also indicates that Jason's planning to cast more creatures, in my opinion.
Yeah, more creatures, or maybe something else, possibly a banner.
That's true.
That sort of thing.
What Jason did was he went to the middle and he took control of the board.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He used his first turn for position rather than for legendary creature, right? So it's pretty obvious to me that he's not going to be leaning on legendary creatures this game, because in a holy matchup, mirror match, if you're counting on a legendary creature, you need to get it out.
Yeah.
But the Ballista in the back there, I think he's fully aware that Red values Ballista highly and will take it out as quickly as he can. But in moving forward to take that Ballista out, Red will expose himself to whatever else Jason is trying to do.
That's also fair.
So, very good point. Yes.
And he's using that Ballista to cover his own position. So when Red advances, he can still get the shot in. I think that's an excellent spot for Ballista to be in.
I agree. I think Jason's spot was spot on.
Anybody want to take any wagers on what the enchantment on Jason is right now?
I mean, Jinx or no, it can't be Jinx.
Nah, it's Rust.
Nullify.
Rust would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Put on armor, take armor away.
Yeah. I mean, this is a Red Dice trying to be super aggressive. So when you're at range 2, what do? You try to get his next turn, which is armor, to go away. I actually really like that move from Red.
It may not be, but that's my guess as to what it is.
I mean, it could be a Jinx or Nullify. It could be a lot of other things too. But
I don't know. I feel like a Jinx or Nullify isn't as aggressive.
I think
does
Rust
kind of throw the tempo off.
Rust makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, Aaron coming in.
A legendary creature.
Speaking of legendaries, and Jason did the right thing here, casting him on his initiative to make sure that just in case Red had been trying to get Aaron.
What I like about Aaron is using him to guard and saying, I spent 5 mana, you're probably going to get at least 2 swings on him. That's worth it. If I do heal him, frick yeah, that's awesome. If I don't, like if he uses a heal spell on him, I'm actually going to be really surprised. Valid Courage going down on Allendale. Double move going in against the guard, and a freaking Falcon Precision getting revealed. Oh no! This says,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Red Dice has no more mana to.
That was what he did. He used all of his mana for that.
He used all of it for this one attack. Granted, it is unavoidable, but he has 3 armor. He shouldn't be able to beat it here.
Dice. I don't know. On average, he's going to get close, but not quite kill him.
8 damage, and here's the counterattack. 5 dice coming in.
That one.
No stun. Ooh, that's
get the stun, yeah.
That sucks. With the lightning +2.
The retaliate is 3 damage, and that's not a bad retaliate. The fact that the Knight of Westlock is still alive is also a good thing. Statistically, he should have lived, but also, like, there's a high % chance of going +1 damage too. So, Jason bringing down the Battleforge tells us he's playing for the slightly longer game than what Red's trying to do, and Red's trying to take everybody out by turn 4. This needs to start paying off very shortly for Red to be able to keep up.
So when it comes to Battleforge, this is very consistent with what Jason's doing. At first, he played the Mana Shard to get a slight edge. He had Ballista Mana Shard, remember? And and then he's like, okay, I think I can afford to get a slightly larger edge now. So this is, in a weird way, dangerous for Jason, because his creature's almost dead here. He has an unavoidable guy looking at him. And it is Red's initiative. So, I mean, at the same time, he has a Ballista. But, like, this is one of those, how many rounds is it going to take?
Shoot the Ballista.
He did forget.
Jason forgot to shoot the Ballista.
Did he have a target?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, or no, was that? Did he do that post?
I don't know.
He may not have. Maybe he didn't, and I just didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm not
I
sure
just
if he did.
there's 2 on there still, so
That Paladin Courage is super dangerous right now.
it's interesting though.
So Puddin, would you dispel the Falcon?
I'm not sure. I think I would play very differently from Jason, and
Fair enough. Yeah.
that at this point I would be thinking about like that is a significant investment from Red Dice, is that Allendale, right? I'm willing to bet that he does not have a second copy. If you take that Allendale out, even partially, like if he can't hit something this round or something like that, then you have a good shot of killing him, assuming you can do it on your initiative and without Red healing him.
I was also going to say it's simple. You kill the Batman.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. You kill the Lightning Man, the Blue Man.
Yeah.
I say
it's not that simple, but I think at this point you start putting damage on Allendale and all that investment goes away.
Well, the Ballista can do that.
Yeah.
The Ballista can get through all the armor. Your own Rust can get through the armor. However, your only source of damage is almost dead right now. So I would say,
I mean, he's got a couple options here, right?
He's got 15 mana. He could get himself the sword and put a Rust on Allendale.
Ooh, there's a sword.
Well, hey, there's the sword. And then try and hit him really hard.
Yep, that's fair.
Ooh.
It could be a divine reversal.
I saw it, my bad.
It was. Since you already saw it. I would have guessed divine reversal.
He revealed it anyway. It is
there it is.
That's a really smart. You don't see restore used on creatures enough.
It's interesting because statistically you could theoretically still kill that Knight of Westlock, but now it's like it's kind of dissuading him from like. Do you want me to even try?
It doubled his life. That's crazy to think about.
You want to try because you run the risk of missing again against the Knight of Westlock.
So it looks like Red puts a Wall of Thorns up in order to keep the Ballista from hitting Allendale.
That is how I see that too. Because he doesn't have enough mana to push him through.
To threaten a force push if Jason stays in that zone.
Oh, but he only has 3 mana. That's a big deal.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana, so he has to not do anything.
And the guard from Aaron is that's a huge blunder from Red, not attacking with Allendale first.
Well, I mean, again, the risk of attacking into a Knight of Westlock with Restore on means it probably won't die, and you run the risk of doing 0 damage. So I can understand why he didn't.
Yeah.
But
look at that roll, though.
Oh my god!
Damn! Just killing Aaron outright. I mean, granted, he spent how much? Like 3
mana or 2 mana on that one. Yeah.
And he spent 5 in Aaron. Yeah. Okay. I can see where he's coming at with that.
See you later, old man.
Looks like Knight of Westlock does do a +1.
The Wall of Thorns, he gets a +1 on that roll, which allows the Ballista a shot at Aaron, or not Aaron. That's Allendale.
I mean, Red Dice is rolling really well, but also Jason is too. I mean, not that one.
Well, okay, still. I mean, he still put 6 damage down total.
And, I guess he put 1 mana for the Martyr's Restoration.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Did Red Dice pay to guard?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he paid to.
He just. Oh no, he did. I thought he just moved. But you're right. He paid to guard. He did pay to guard.
That's expensive, and I don't know if Jace was even thinking about attacking him.
Well, you're probably right about that.
Certainly wasn't now.
Yeah, right. You're probably right about that. But I mean, I understand why he did it too, to an extent. I don't know. It may not have been worth 2 mana this time because the 3-die counter attack. Unless you got Bear Strength on there and you can afford it, which he couldn't.
That's a good point.
Yeah. One of the guard.
Yeah, I want to say that the Martyr was actually a really solid choice from Red here.
Yeah, I think the Martyr was a good choice. I just don't think the guarding would have been that useful.
Yeah,
but
I don't think that mattered.
Allendale overkilled Aaron anyway.
Well, let's see. He pumped Allendale up to 9 dice to do 7 damage, which is an average chance, right? He happened to roll above average that time.
I just mean he didn't need to pump him any more than he did, I guess, was my...
So he had the mana to guard, assuming that he only needed 10 mana this next turn.
I probably would have put on a leather piece or another enchantment or something.
That's what I was thinking about. It's
but
like
I guess
he can't.
no,
He
put the wall up.
cast Wall of Thorns
The
and
wall
he
died
marked
so quickly.
Restoration. So
you're right.
yeah, that wall got,
I get
massacred.
it. Actually, that's a good point.
I
Yeah,
still
he
don't
didn't
know.
have the
We'll probably
action.
save the mana.
I agree, because now he's at 10. I think pumping
Yeah.
Allendale would be better when you're trying to fight the Knight or the Paladin. Is he going to go for the Ballista?
Good question.
Radiant Breastplate comes out for
Radiant
Jason.
Breastplate coming
This
out.
is a Paladin versus Paladin match.
And Jason can now strike with the sword and then guard his dude. Or he could just dissolve the Radiant Breastplate, and threaten him.
I mean, he's at 0 armor now, so that could make you sweat.
Yeah, it could.
4 dice coming in.
1 damage.
I mean, doesn't get any of the...
that's 3 armor is doing work.
It is doing a lot of work, but he is going to go on guard. He's got the mana to do. He's got mana left.
This is a big decision for Red. Where do you go after here? And he is going to try to take care of the guard. He's going to have 0 armor against 4 dice. Unless he has a Rhino Hide or something, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to take the counter.
Are we going to see a Rusk get revealed here?
We're not, apparently.
Okay. The counter strike.
2 damage back. He didn't take that much, so it paid off this time.
If it is a Rhino Hide, it's critical, so you won't see it here.
Right. Oh, you mean on red? I think on Jason.
Red,
sorry.
yeah. Well, on both of them, yeah.
Yeah, and now Jason's just going to try to pile on the damage. He's got 5 on him. Oof.
I mean, he has 0 armor. You might as well, yeah.
Yeah, you're
it's just
absolutely
free
correct on
shots,
that.
Here we go. He's going to pump anything into it. Looks like...
At this point, anything that anything the Knight of Westlock gets is like play money. They're Monopoly money.
He is going to pump him up by 2. Okay.
That's
So he wants to get him up to 6 so that it's a guarantee almost that restore.
And Red puts his own ballista down. There it is. That's why he didn't reveal anything.
Yeah, he wanted to get that ballista shot down with his own ballista, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, you got to think Red Dice doing Martyrs, put him up 5, and then another 7 was added onto him. I mean, once you get in that 20 range, you got to start thinking about it.
Yeah, from a board state standpoint, Red's actually not too far behind right now. It's a matter of he needs to make the Allendale investments pay off.
Yeah,
big. The longer this game goes, the further he's going to fall behind because of that Forge.
The big thing is that Forge. Absolutely great.
And he needs to worry about his own life right now, too, because if Jason's going to continue to just focus on stabbing the Paladin Mage in the face, then, I mean, you can do all the board control you want. If you're dead, it won't matter.
This is the last turn we have for Knight of Westlock, unless he heals, of course.
I mean, that's 5 mana for 3 more 5 dice attacks. That is a really well spent spell.
Agreed.
Yeah, totally agreed. Like, usually you see it on mages in order to survive or something like that, but man...
I mean, even if he gets rid of it right now, like, if he got rid of the Knight of Westlock and he didn't get that 3rd attack, he still has gotten his value out of it.
If Red Dice dispels Restore, I mean, it's probably worth it because it's 5 for 5, but that's so much extra value that suddenly,
Yeah, that's true, too.
I would say it's probably a mistake to dispel the Restore.
I would agree. Yeah. I don't think...
I mean, I can understand it because
5 dice attack. It's in this situation. It's complicated to evaluate because you don't have the armor on. I would probably just put armor on myself instead of doing it, but that's just me.
Elements of Cloak going down.
Oh yeah, good against Allendale.
Calendar's Allendale.
It doesn't quite counter. I mean, you still have a shit of dice.
No, you're right. You're right.
But with the Paladin's challenge on Allendale right now,
and Red Dice is going to shoot Ballista against Ballista. This is a very classic match. Wow, rolling way under.
Low roll, but I don't know if I like the target choice. Like, focus down the zone.
He doesn't want the Ballista shooting stuff.
I guess. Okay.
Oh, also,
I don't know.
I don't know why he wouldn't pump that.
I also.
Oh, he does dispel. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Why are you not attacking the mage?
Yeah. Now Jason is like, I have free targets now. What am I gonna hit? Jason going after the mage.
I'm gonna keep shooting the mage.
This is gonna make.
The mage is unprotected right now.
The mage is unprotected. Jason isn't all that protected when his dude goes down from Dispel. Why attack the Ballista right now? Why not wait for the Ballista to have no tokens on it when he's not getting
this is gonna do so much damage here.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that play.
Yeah, I mean, no armor on a mage, you have to take advantage of it. Bear Strength gets revealed.
It's
gonna be 6 dice, dealing 7 and a Valor.
He's gonna add another Valor. Yeah, he's just stacking everything. And
he's gonna do the minor heal. Okay.
Minor heals himself. I mean, it's good because he's at 25. But if your plan is to get there and heal, you're just gonna keep falling.
The target choice.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that was a little rough for Red. I mean,
I don't like the attack of the Ballista. Let's pretend it killed the Ballista. It doesn't matter. He's still got another. So he's got 6 less days. I don't know, man. He's still.
So right now,
14
basically, it's a
damage.
damage race, and you have Allendale and a Ballista and your mage, and
Yeah.
Jason has Bear Strength and his sword, and Ballista,
and 3 armor.
If you're going to shoot
3
anything
armor.
on the board,
It's a
why
big
are you
deal.
not shooting? Why is he not shooting the Battle Forge?
That's a good point too.
The Battle Forge is what's giving Jason the advantage in the long term, especially. And the longer this takes, the more advantage is going to give him. Why is the Ballista being shot right now? I don't agree with that point at all.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I would.
In addition to that, you have a Paladin challenge on your Allendale who can swing for 8 fucking dice.
Oh, was that on last round?
Yeah, that was on last round. And they attacked the Ballista with it.
No freaking way! Oh my god, it was. Oh, dude, you have to take advantage of that challenge. It's so good.
Target choice is killing me right now.
Yeah, he was trying to prevent the 5 damage here, and then he dispelled to prevent another 5 dice.
it's
But like,
I don't know, man. That's like, was it cutting off your nose to spite your face kind of thing? Like,
yeah,
okay, he's gonna get the Ballista shot. Who cares?
Yeah, I agree with you there.
So what?
I mean, honestly, like if that Allendale would have gotten a stun on the Paladin, that would have been like getting rid of 6 dice. So
Yeah,
you know, there's
exactly.
a lot of things to consider with that. You know,
the longer this goes, the more advantage that Battle Forge is going to give. Why would you not shoot it?
well, this is a really classic thing. Battle Forges over time will make your solo mage
And
really strong. You know,
yeah, and if you look at the board state, like I mean, Jason's got 3 pieces of equipment. He just got a 4th, which adds another die. Red's got what?
you could add 2 dice.
Red's got a Ballista.
Okay, we're gonna see a Chama go down.
Somebody please Arcane Corruption them.
Like Rhino Hide, Bear Strength,
Yeah,
Eye for an
because
Eye maybe. Ooh, Smite gets cast.
Smite.
Oh, he's gonna wreck Allendale.
Oh, he's gonna smite Allendale.
Oh, he's gonna destroy
gonna
Allendale.
smite
So he
Allendale.
gets +2, all critical, all rerolls, and missed. Oh my god, so
oh my
good.
god. I
And he
love
has the
Smite.
Valor. This is why Valor's really good, is because you get to do plays like this.
Right.
Oh my god, 9 dice true attack. Damn. Oh my god, okay, let's see.
Yeah, no armor matters.
He should kill it. He should kill it.
Yeah, he gets to reroll anything. He rolls
Yeah,
over.
he gets to
anyway.
reroll 2.
He can reroll. He doesn't need to. It's over.
Oh.
But he could.
Yeah, because you don't just average 1 because you get to reroll all your blanks, so it should bring it up to.
Yeah. And then he gets back on guard, like, come hit me.
That's why challenge is good, man.
What is this Hand of Bimshalah supposed to do?
Oh yeah, this is a long game play, and red dice is in the middle of a match. This will not help you.
This has turned into a damage race. This has been a damage race for a while, and he's already 18 points behind. Like, imagine starting a damage race with a oh, I don't know, a freaking Ferrari. You're sitting there in a Geo, and the Ferrari gets the head start. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and Jason's guarding now. That's a big deal too.
What is the Hand of Bimshalah supposed to do at this point?
Soak up a ballista shot?
Maybe. It does not advance your board state very much. It doesn't help you in the significant amount of damage that Jason can put down right now.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, Puddin, what do you think?
I think Fumble needs to make a comeback.
Thoughts, concerns?
I'm
Fumble.
still thinking about it, right? I mean, I really love seeing the Smite. The Smite was a great play.
It was awesome.
Let's see.
The Smite was only possible because of the sword and because of the challenge. Like in this particular game, Red has used only the Paladin's training. That's the only thing he has used
That's a good point.
in this game.
Yeah.
Jason has used unique Paladin spell and the Valor mechanic, and basically pulled out ahead because he's using the Paladin instead of a Holy War Mage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. There goes the Ballista in one shot.
Ballista does roll way
I still
above.
don't agree with the targeting, but I mean, it's going to work out this time so you can go get the Battle Forge now, I guess. But
honestly,
what's
I
the
didn't.
point now.
Yeah,
He's
because he
so
would
far
have.
behind.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't mind that shot necessarily as much, but
I don't know, man. It doesn't make a lot of sense right now.
Tank line. This is actually a good play from Red, but it
Well,
might
he
be
needs to
too late.
prevent himself from taking damage if he can.
Look at that. Jason had a backup plan.
That's a big thing. Bringing out the next creature, especially when you're this low damage, Super good long-term play.
Jason's in a position right now where he can either swing with a fuckload of dice from the sword, or cast a creature out because he doesn't have to use it. Like if he gets his full action stopped like that.
Yeah.
Right. That's the great thing to do when you're solo mage is have a plan for if you get stuck.
Yeah.
And can't hit something.
He's so far ahead right now, he can just kind of choose to do that. Red's doing nothing to dissuade him from that. Like, I still think the ballista shot was probably the wrong call.
We were talking about power levels.
Yeah.
Like, look at what happened in the last round. We saw Gauntlets of Strength +1. We saw a Knight of Westlock, a whole nother creature. He lost the ballista. But,
but he gained the 5 dice back. And,
Yeah. And honestly, with Red, he didn't really gain anything.
Well, he gained the 5 dice back, and the 5 dice can attack every turn.
Yeah, so, Red's basically at the same power level, whereas Jason's maintaining, but also progressing himself with the Battleforge.
Yeah, and there's a 15 damage race that Red's already behind.
Yeah. Red's catching up a little bit because of that hand, but, like, it's not going to be a lot because he's at, 0 armor?
You need 17
Yeah, like, if Red just starts healing now, I actually think that's the wrong move.
Yeah.
He needs more creatures with that 15 mana.
He needs something to take away the advantage.
4 armor.
Ugh. Yeah.
And 4 armor and 6 dice. So
and
8 dice.
And the folds can prevent things like that would help stop Jason from being able to smack you, right? Like slams and stuff like that. They can just help get in the way of that.
Right.
The advantage.
I do like the buckler here.
I actually like the buckler a lot here. Yeah.
I like the buckler. I like the buckler everywhere, though.
And it does work. Okay.
It works. He gets a counterattack. I love the buckler in my anvil throne, too, so.
You might as well dodge this. He does dodge, and it does work.
They're just both dodging each other and smacking each other's shields.
But Red's not going to counter. Instead, he's going to cast armor. Okay.
All right.
He's getting himself to the point where he can do some damage back, which I think is fine. If next turn he decides, there's the teleport.
Yep.
And Red didn't have enough mana to guard.
Yeah.
Is he going to smack him in the face, or is he going to get the
painful? He's going to move in and attack.
4, 5, 6.
Because there's nothing else to attack.
6 dice rolls really well.
8 dice rolls 6 damage.
I'm sorry, it was average. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
That's
8
fair.
dice. But yeah, it makes sense because he has bear strength on.
At this point, there's nothing else for Reds to go attack, so that makes sense. And he's already got a 16 damage. Yeah, I think that was the right call.
Jason doesn't guard.
Why wouldn't you attack the Paladin, though?
That's good. I would have been fine with that.
Honestly,
I probably would have attacked the Paladin.
Honestly, I would have attacked the Paladin.
I don't hate it in this situation.
Buckler's already been used. There's only 2 armor on the Paladin.
Is Buckler only once per turn, or is it infinite?
It's once.
It's once per turn.
Maybe that's what I got.
I would have attacked the Paladin.
I would probably have done that myself.
You win by killing the mage. I think that was the wrong move.
Because he got what, 2?
I don't hate it as much in this situation, though.
He would have gotten 6 damage.
The thing that Red has, or the thing that is giving the advantage to the other guy, could be construed as the ballista and not the forge in this case.
So he would have gained 2 valor if he would attack the mage. So we might have even considered getting an aura or something. Which, I don't know. It might be too late for auras because they're already almost winning.
Aura would
8 more damage would put him at 24.
It's true.
And aura would give him piercing, which would
piercing too.
Make it so that wow.
You're behind when they have all your equipment plus more.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the ballista him? Okay.
So now he has to work hard to get the ballista to work, right?
Yep. 3 mana to get. So that's more investment in this ballista. It's not just 8 mana. It's now +3.
Yeah, and he's gotten value out of the ballista, I guess, but
it's definitely gotten value. He killed the ballista and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't know that it hasn't been used well. The targeting choice for me is just.
Well, again, you got to look at the slow steady of powering up right now, and Jason's always getting a slightly more power every round.
Yeah. And now he's shooting the Battleforge.
He got 7.
Oh no, he's not even shooting the Battleforge.
He's gonna shoot the Knight. Okay, it does miss.
It worked.
Does not kill the Knight though.
Yeah, he got lucky that the Knight's defense didn't work, but
he has 3 armor and stuff. So
I guess maybe at this point the Battleforge isn't given as much advantage as it was 3 turns ago, but that just means
shooting the Battleforge at this point is probably too late.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get a belt out or something.
Oh, he runs.
Oh, he wants to be in that zone.
Oh, God, I love
Weapon
this
strike. This is sick.
play. I love this play.
Oh wow, he's gonna choose to do the shield first. He's gonna and Red Side says he's gonna dodge.
Oh, you got the dodge.
Which it does work. Okay. That means that a counter strike would happen first.
Mm-hmm.
There is no daze chance, so it doesn't matter. It's just gonna be.
Yeah.
And then the counter dodge. I love it. Getting rid of that guard. Then
You can't counter strike a counter strike though. So.
Yep.
No, but he got the.
I'm sorry.
And...
Yeah. No, actually, I think that would actually get rid of that guard, wouldn't it?
It will, and it'll go away. Yeah. So now it's Sword of Radiance time.
It's Sword of Radiance. Rolling for 4 dice.
He's 4 dice, and that's not bad.
That's right, because he can't gain melee blows. That's right.
And he tried to get a burn, I think, because he removed the Valor.
Mm-hmm. Let's gonna take a shot. Oh no, it already did. The guard is gone.
Yeah, he's just gonna do that.
That was a really sick way to counter the guard, but
Weapon
also get
strike is
damage.
awesome.
Damn, well done, Jason.
Yeah, Weapon Strike is awesome.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's one of the new cards.
Yeah, there it is.
Decent on Monk. Honestly, the Paladin using it one of the best ways.
Oof. And the Knight of Westlock decides to, well, now that he's...
Oh, man.
Yeah, now that he's not having to worry about guards, he puts another 4 damage on the mage. See...
Wow.
That's huge.
You're right, though. Like, looking back on it, if the 8 damage that was on the ballista is on the mage now, I guess he had armor, I think. So that makes it 6 more damage, puts him at 27 and 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost over at that point.
There's
And
some
the
valor
horse
gain.
is still alive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with
And
you.
I
I
think
Oh, there goes the challenge.
think there was...
You know what would be funny is if you like they both challenged each other, because that doesn't matter.
Don't you get to reroll twice?
Would you get to reroll a second time? I don't know.
I think so.
Probably
Sure you
one for
would,
yours,
yeah.
one for theirs.
Although you'd probably wait because you want to counter, and then roll your counter. You know.
I just think it's hilarious.
I challenge you.
You.
I challenge you.
No, I challenge you.
Yeah, I think the tipping point in this game was actually Sir Jason deciding to dissolve Red's armor.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Now, why is that? Explain on that.
Well, because
Ooh.
it allowed him to get that early damage on and bring him to half health,
That's fair.
and it made it so that Red was working from behind at that point.
I would contend that it was
and the
all
reason
for
that he could
damage
do
choice.
that. The reason that he could
Kill
do
it.
that was that he also made a good play with the restore on the
Yeah.
Knight of Westlock.
That's
He
God.
didn't have to spend mana keeping it alive.
Oh, the
as
knight
much as
makes it.
So, just real quick to recap, we've seen the knight get healed all the way. The knight moves in to attack the ballista, didn't kill a 2 health ballista, and then Red misses it because of the defense on the knight. Sorry, Scott, keep
Wow.
going.
That's crazy.
I just want to make sure we caught everybody up that's going on while we talk about it. But yeah, no, I think you're spot on there. I think the other part of it is the target selection. So, in addition
Spike
to the
bucket
paladin,
worths.
yeah, yep, the bucket
Counter strike
works.
doesn't work. He's gonna be able to reroll 3 dice if he wants.
Yep. But in addition to the
He doesn't
dissolving of
reroll 3 dice. Why wouldn't you do that?
he chose to attack the mage.
I think
That was just
Actually,
a mistake.
yeah, why didn't
that
he
was just
reroll
a, that was
dice?
just a mistake. You don't have to.
Yeah.
It says May, so damn.
well, yeah,
Red dice.
I think this goes to show that Red Dice plays the Paladin for training and not for the abilities.
Yeah.
And he has
Because
not
that
taken
ability
into
would be
account the
huge.
abilities of the Paladin.
I would take it back. 3 dice on average is going to do 1 to 2 damage. So it's something. I guess I shouldn't say it's huge. That's all.
I mean, the fact is, you might as well take advantage of it. You know?
I agree.
If you've got it for free, you might as well do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are correct. I said it was huge, and in this case, it's like, okay, maybe it's not huge. It's
It's
still
not
a big,
huge. It's just a straight up error. You know what I mean? Like,
It is still a big deal in the long game, but
But it
in the
was like
short
it's-
term, it wouldn't change much.
And it
So
was
he
like it's
challenged the
challenged.
Knight of Westlock now.
Okay, well, this is the first time we've seen him use an ability. So, here we
Yep. But to what end? To roll the
I-
extra dice?
go. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Jason's got this one pretty comfortably.
We're gonna go
He's pretty
10-25 really
comfortable ahead of this one. Regrowth belt.
I mean, he's just gonna keep getting equipment.
He's just gonna keep
Honestly,
getting equipment.
yeah,
Where's the
makes
meltdown?
sense. Well, this is kind of what meltdown's for.
And to be honest, though, if I'm
You know?
Jason, I could look at all 9 of these and say, "Fuck it, I'll keep them all."
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd probably get rid of it. but-
Like, Maybe the boots, okay.
I mean, red can only do 3 dice piercing 1 right now.
Right,
Sorry,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, it's piercing. My bad.
5 dice piercing is bad.
Yeah, I agree. It's not bad.
But he's not going to be able to attack without some extra effort. Like
again, 3 mana in order to get this ballista shot.
Without doing the extra effort there, and he's putting himself at more of a disadvantage every time he does it. Without that extra effort, he's not going to get to attack the targets he wants, and he's choosing to attack not Jason. What?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Why did he force
if
push?
he's challenged the knight?
There's the roast.
It is the rust. It is the rust. Okay.
Yeah. Finish that thought.
If he's challenged the knight, why is he splitting his targets?
Yeah, I don't.
The knight was slammed. He could have force pushed the knight, shot it with a ballista for 5, and then hit him with the 5 dice piercing 1 attack, and there would have been no defense.
Well, my question is, why challenge the knight?
Yep.
Because
he also
now, what you need to do is kill the other mage.
We don't miss this. Oh, he's solving the armor again. But
yeah, he did.
So you pause it real quick.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. So, I'm sorry. I wanted just got to be able to continue with us missing too much of the game.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, you challenge the knight and don't shoot him.
Yeah, right. So that's my question here is if you're challenging the knight, that says to me that what you think is that the knight needs to die.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to get extra rolls on him. Because you're not challenging the knight so that he can get extra rolls on you. So why would you split your target like that? If you're going to force push the knight out, shoot the knight, and then hit the knight.
Additionally, shooting the paladin mage that is standing there with a regrowth belt isn't going to do a lot long term.
No, I mean you're roughly breaking even with ballista and regen belt.
Yeah, especially if you're not going to attack him until the knight's dead.
I actually think Red's already lost this game at this point.
I think it's a mental thing, though. I don't think the board state's so far out of whack that he couldn't bring it back.
Agreed.
But the target selection continues to be, I didn't have a plan for this. I didn't know what to do. I just started flailing. And so...
So I think to recap this game so far, and we should probably finish it first, but what I wanted to say was that you guys analyze at the beginning, he's running an Allendale fast hit, like knock you out of the game book, right?
Yep.
The Battle Forge has beaten the Rush.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be huge. Doesn't even need to reroll the challenge.
No armor.
And then Jason gets the defense.
Oh, no.
Damn.
And the funny thing is, he knows about Jason's got the gauntlets on and doesn't really care to have champ gauntlets on and be like, go ahead, dissolve my shit.
Yeah, right. That surging wave doing work, letting him not get hit with that.
The days helped, I guess. I mean, it's 5 less dice of damage, which is probably good considering you have 7 left.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys were talking about the Rush Allendale at the beginning, right? You pump the dice, you do the damage. What he needs to do is what he did do. What Red did do is he rushed Allendale in there and he killed everything but the mage.
Yeah,
and in the wrong order.
Yeah,
interesting point. Yeah,
he's got force pushes in his book. Force push the guard out of the way and use Allendale on the mage.
Yep.
If you can stun the mage, he can't cast another creature. He can't attack you, right?
Yeah.
He's
got in the book.
So that is when I've used Paladin and Allendale, the only way that I've won is by stunning the mage.
The heal ends up helping out, but that Luminous Blast put him dangerously close to dead.
Being dazed, I hear you, Puddin, man.
I think you're right. A lot of the early game, like there's tools in the book to deal with or to make Allendale work, right? And
works. Very nice, very nice. And then he gets dazed and he can't counter.
Yep.
And then looks like we're gonna see a guard out of Jason. All really smart plays here. And then he's gonna get more armor.
It's another armor,
That's
and that makes sense.
Third radiant breastplate.
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
Did he
To
cast
what?
the armor and guard? Oh, did he spend
Yeah.
2 mana?
I think
probably spent 8 mana.
I think
Oh,
he's.
did he? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's spent the mana.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. At this point, it feels like you're just delaying the inevitable, right? You have no what seems like plan to deal with. Oh, geez, he finally got it, but only by one.
Yeah, right.
You have no way to deal with the thing that.
Did Red use his Valor to pull challenge off of the knight?
Oh, I think he did.
Oh,
Interesting. So he just like, I'm not killing your knight anymore. This is free damage now.
free real estate.
Yeah, free real estate.
I don't know, man. There's nothing I see here happening that's going to pull off the advantage that Jason has. Like, it's just widening the gap.
I mean, if you notice, this is a really strong play out of Jason that dissolves.
Yeah.
He's targeting that armor because it basically reduces the number of actions a solo mage has, and it reduces his armor all in one. That's basically what's winning his game. Is like it's hampering him in so many ways, defensively.
And he can afford to
offensively.
do it because he has action advantage from the forge.
Yep.
A forge that's gone ignored most of the game.
Slight edge.
And the Magic's doing enough work too, because that slight edge, like we were talking about.
Leather helmet.
Yeah, at this point, he's just running out of shit to cast on himself.
5, 6 armor.
6 minus 2 puts him down to 4 armor still. Yeah. And if you notice, the ballista shot that went into Jason's mage is now basically gone from a damage standpoint because the regenerate, which he does get rid of the regrowth belt after it's already done its work.
Yeah, but when you're at 6 armor, you know, and you're just rolling 5 dice piercing 1. That's harsh, man.
Unless, yeah, he does have the challenge that he forgot about last time, though. So I mean,
that's actually a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
And regrowth on the night now. Oh,
that's freaking brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have regrowth anymore. Meh. My knight needs it more.
I think Jason's just toying with him now.
Yeah, I think he's already won, and he's just freaking
just clobbering all of this,
annihilating everything.
I mean, I would say this is almost like the kill secured kind of mode where you just eliminate everything else on the board.
I wouldn't even be surprised to see Jason cast more creatures now and just like chill back, just keep wrecking some face, you know.
At this point, yeah, it's you don't have Red doesn't have enough room to deal with this stuff. Jason controls the board, and as Puddnhead pointed out earlier, the double move to the middle to control the board is paying long-term dividends here.
And we're seeing another belt, I bet, come out.
Maybe a belt of some kind. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, he's switching armor. Huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Why not? I like that.
Is he gonna remove Curse the Rust?
I don't know. Maybe he just makes it so he can't put more on him.
He puts his own hand up in here. That's some BM, man.
Ooh,
Dorcius coming down.
Okay. This is the new Dorcius. You use all of Red's mana.
Yeah, at this point in time, it's too late. I mean, it's gonna heal. It's gonna heal 2, but I mean, Dorcius is meant to be another long-term creature, where you know you spend 5 to 10 turns of it passively healing.
Oh my god!
Especially rolling like this, man.
Wow. So Jason's using a Hand of Bimshot very different than Red did. You see how he's got melee on him? He's adding to the offense on this one.
Yeah, he's just saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep kicking your butt."
Yeah.
And with the regrowth on, he really doesn't have anything to fear.
No, nothing at all. So, yeah, it's clobbering time, and he's showing it. It's gonna be rough to. Does Red have any armor? He does have 2 armor still, but again, a lot of these plays would have been good to have Dorcius out here doing this the whole time, but he's only now been out here enough to do 2 healing when you're taking.
Well, I mean, when we were talking about how his armor, how he's spending 2 mana to guard, and he was pumping a Balindel with more mana, like those are all adding up to not having enough mana to do stuff in the later game. So he cleared the board out, and then Jason had the action advantage with the Battleforge, had the additional mana. You know, he was channeling +2, and wasn't wasting it on things like Radiant Breastplate. It was, you know, it makes sense why there was such a big gap now. You know,
it just kept growing the advantage, and then it never got closed.
And I get the idea of like short term versus long term.
Oh, it's because he's guarding.
You don't control this group. Oh, any defense.
Yep,
and then Westlock is dodging a lot.
He's been doing if I remember right, both of them dodged a lot. The defenses really procced a lot today.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a regrowth, but I hear you.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Dorsey's wouldn't have done a lot of damage on average to him.
Okay, we see the guard.
Melee +1 to the Paladin.
Ooh, the searching wave. Sick. Divine protection is revealed. That's
less dice, I guess. It's something. Oh, there's the slam. I'm not really sure.
barely gets the slam.
Oh, it's he didn't with defense. That's right.
Does he have a Ballad of Courage?
I bet he does. Because he does have
he's just moving too.
Well, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Okay.
+2. So 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dice with a
That's the
challenge.
Coup de grace.
They can reroll 4 here? Oh my god. You already rolled 9. Challenge is so
I was
well.
gonna reroll 4.
Like, that's the thing about challenge. You always roll above. They're statistically equal. So
It's really hard not to. That was textbook how I think I like playing Paladin. I like
Play.
Jason's Paladin a lot more. He played this very similar book to when he played me. Fantastic book. I love it.
yeah, honestly, that was just really good.
Yep. That is playing to the Paladin's strengths, as Puddin was pointing out earlier. It's not just a Holy War Mage. It is playing to the strengths of the Mage card as well, right? And the Paladin specific cards played a role in this. Like, everyone dogs on Valor and Smite and the auras and stuff like that, but I'm like, they turned the Paladin into a freaking juggernaut.
Yeah,
man.
he pretty much one-shotted Elendil. Like, maybe not one-shot, but like, he did so much damage.
I mean, yeah, he did a ton of
Like,
damage.
you can't discount the ability of rerolls.
Right. I mean, if you can challenge Allendale, like, or anything large like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then smite
Yeah.
with your, so he had at that point did he have the Dawn Ring on?
No, he didn't. He
I
didn't.
don't think so yet.
All right, but he got 2 additional dice from Smite, right?
Yep.
And 2 dice from Bear Strength, and 4 dice from the sword, which was 8 dice, and the challenge reroll, and all of it was critical, right?
Yep. I think he had a total of 9 dice.
I got 9 because one of them was the gauntlets or something like that.
Yeah, he had 9 when he typed. I remember he typed it into the chat.
But
So
9 dice with rerolls, like, your average is 9 damage normally.
Yeah.
Without the rerolls, but the selective reroll brings that up by about 50%. So that is 13 damage on one hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. On average.
On average.
And
so,
Elendil was at like 5, I think.
Nuts. Yeah, it's a great card to use that I think is super underutilized. It's weird in that it's not as valuable like some of the other stuff, but it can. I've seen you can do some seriously, like, if you nuke what you can see is the obvious play from the other guy. I mean, it kind of swings it back. He played the long-term plays long enough to get his stuff out there, and then just smoked stuff.
Yeah, and that's exactly how like economy games work.
And
you know, it looks really tense for a minute because the other person's at your level, and then if you manage to get out of that, you soar up. That's a Holy Mage thing, honestly.
If Red hadn't done the Martyr's Restoration, he wouldn't have. Jason wouldn't have needed the smite.
Yeah,
he could have used it on the mages down the line.
That's fair.
I don't know, man. It's a combination here of poor targeting choice on Red's part, because if he'd knocked out the Battleforge and or the long-term plays earlier, even losing Allendale wouldn't have lost him the game. He could have at least made it an even fight, and you wouldn't have been so far behind because of the long-term build-up effect. And Jason's target choice, I think, outside of the one time not attacking the mage, I thought was fantastic. Like, you can recognize that Allendale is the big beat stick. If anybody excels at knocking out big beat sticks, it's the Paladin.
The Paladin is very good at that.
Very, very good at that.
You guys feel about
I wonder if he ever had a plan for healing Aaron.
I think he's a 5-mana guard. But what were you saying?
He has martyrs. But
are we dissecting Jason's book now?
I'm just looking it over. You know,
it's fine.
You know, it's a playtesting tournament. I don't care.
Yeah, we reserve the right to do whatever we want. Plus, Jason's cool.
Yeah, honestly, cool, like, I think even if you knew his book, actually, you'd still struggle.
Okay,
Because
so
it's
this
how you play
turn,
it, you know?
right now, right here, right? Red dice sees the Battleforge go down.
Yeah.
There are 0 guards in that zone, and it's his initiative, right?
Hmm.
What he should do at this point, I think, is throw a surging wave at the Battleforge and hit it with
Interesting.
Elendil.
Yeah,
I
because
think
you're
that would be a
gonna
good
kill.
target. The
That would-
alternative is that next turn he uses his ballista to shoot it. Because you know he's
Yeah.
casting a ballista right now.
Yeah, he's casting Ballista.
That's really
this
fair
turn.
too.
That's
Yeah.
an alternative that I think could be acceptable here, but you know that the Battleforge is going to give you long-term. It's a long-term investment because it doesn't pay off quickly, right? It's going to take a few pieces of equipment to really skew the field, but if you dick around for too long and let it sit there and keep adding up,
He shoots the
it's not
ballista.
even worth trying later.
I think he shoots the ballista.
Yeah, he ends up shooting the ballista instead.
And then eventually he shoots the Battleforge, but I think something like that.
It does too little too late. By the time he even starts looking at the Forge's way, it's gone. It's already done its damage.
Yeah, I would say in general, if you get 3 turns out of Battleforge, it's more than paid for itself.
Yeah. And especially with the restore showing up here, it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't keep attacking the knight. Okay, fine. But oh yeah, this is the turn where he does that instead of doing the ballista that he did do. You're right. I think actually it would have been better to do the.
Well, there's the question of whether or not the ballista would have killed Elendil combined with the Knight of Westlock and the Paladin.
That's fair.
If he hadn't done that, right?
Yeah, but he chose to spend 2 mana in guard, right?
That he wouldn't have gotten Allendale killed this turn.
Oh, it shoots him anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
But the Knight of Westlock could also have hit.
Yeah.
And the Knight of Westlock did 6 damage, which
It did
Elendil would not have been dead.
Allendale would have been damaged more.
But he would have been at, what, 12 damage out of 15 or something like that?
Part of that goes back to the entire strategy of running Allendale in there alone, though.
Yeah.
Right?
That's dangerous.
Right. You're attacking into the strength of Jason at this point. You need to make sure it counts right now.
He didn't drop the ballista this turn.
He's right. He didn't. He did the wall instead. I was wrong on my timing.
So I would venture, when it comes to comparing paladins, Jason has an ability to go for a slightly later game, and oftentimes, pretty much every game of Mage Wars, you have to go who is going for the late game, and who is going for the I need to kill you now. And depending on the position you're in, you know what you have to do to win. And honestly, with Jason, or with Red Dice, like, you know, the minute you see Elendil turn 1, most likely he's playing to win right now. And that's one of those like big cues for how Jason's going to play the rest of the game. So I don't know, like when you look at your books, like think about how many mana crystals you have, or spawn points, you know, familiars, things like that. Every single one of those pieces, ask yourself, is this going for a later game win, or going for I want to win the next 2 or 3 turns? Because that'll let you know when you should attack in. And you know, I would say with Red Dice, like oftentimes when you would try to attack in turn 2, 3, it can just lose to any sort of really basic longer game plays.
The more you play the game, the more you learn how to blunt the assault. Now, that doesn't mean it always works. There are mages who are still good at this, right? But the longer you play, the more likely you need to have some kind of additional thing, whether it's delaying by a turn because of something you have, some card play, whatever you have, or slightly adjusting your strategy to what they're doing, rushing in like that. Just
this turn right here.
Oh, yeah.
This is another opportunity to kill the Forge because he knows that knight is going to be dead.
Yeah.
He does not have to dispel this. He can use the 5 mana to Surging Wave the Forge, and he could Ballista the Forge.
Again, going for that long game.
Yeah.
Or taking away, really what you're doing is you're taking away Jason's long game.
And real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
Just because it's still rolling, but what's I'm at the game, sorry. But the mana that Red has right now, there's 5 mana.
Yeah. He used 5 of it on Dispel.
And the other thing on what's Red got face down again? Can you hover over that and hit Control P?
Fair Strength.
I'm.
Oh, that's so much
not
mana.
Sure so much damage. why not shoot Ballista and shoot Ballista at the Battleforge, buff Allendale, hit the Battleforge,
and then reveal Bear Strength if you need it.
Oh, that's what it is. It's freaking minor heal. Then punch the Battleforge if you need to, right?
Like,
that's what's giving Jason his advantage right now. Why not just take it out?
Healing is really good for long game. When you have something like a Bear Strength and you're looking at, you're going in turn 2 or 3, you need to get that dice out.
Yeah. And the Ballista can't shoot you next turn, so why is it a priority this turn? Yeah. It's already going to shoot you. You know it. You can't stop it. Next turn,
unless you can do 8 damage before it can shoot, which is a tall order.
It's a tall order. Yeah, and even on average, you wouldn't have done it with the dice he threw at it. But yeah, I think we've analyzed enough here.
Yeah.
So of note, I didn't notice any problems with any playtest cards. So
yeah, let's actually talk about that. So Weapon Strike.
Yep.
There was a guard.
It was cool to see that.
There was a guard, and the first attack he used the shield. I actually think he shouldn't have, because in that first attack he would have then been able to counterstrike with his guard, and then his second attack he could have then used his shield to get an additional counterstrike. Is that right?
You're saying he and shield when both of them had shields? Help me understand what you mean.
Okay, so Red Dice had a guard on him and a spiked buckler.
Yes.
This makes a quick melee attack. When you have a guard, you want to just counterstrike with that and not use the defense. Because he's going to make another quick melee, and then you get an additional strike back with your shield because you get a second counterstrike.
So what you're saying is against Jason's Weapon Strike, on the first shield, you should not use your shield to try to deflect. Yep. And I would agree with the tactic.
Because you're doubling up on you're making the counterstrike from your guard or your buckler like not useful.
Additionally, the shield rolls less dice, so using your shield to defend against a 3-dice attack versus the 4-dice attack, I don't know.
You can still counterstrike with your shield, even though because you just have a guard.
It's also block.
Right? He used his shield to attack first, I think.
Yeah, so Jason used the shield to attack first.
Yeah.
If Red does not use his shield to defend, he can use his shield to defend against the sword.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, because that's what he did.
Additionally, when you're being attacked and you were challenged, don't forget to reroll your dice. Sorry.
Yeah, that was just a blunder that, when sometimes if you're like freaking out in your head because you don't think the game's going your way, you can sometimes get tilted and just kind of not make it happen.
I've been there. I get it.
So just sort of an interesting thing with Weapon Strike.
I don't think I saw too many other cards that we're focusing on for playtest. Dorcius at 18 mana actually was
he actually 18 mana in this game?
He was 18 mana.
He was, yeah.
Dorcius at 18 mana actually made me feel better about him because he wasn't easy. Oh yeah, let's just drop him before everything.
Yeah, I think Dorcius is actually a better creature for Jason. But in a red dice kind of book, you're looking to maximize your dice, and you really don't want to go long-term healing.
Yeah.
So I actually would say that Dorcius is not good in a strategy.
Alternative to that, if you're going to bring Dorcius, and I think you can make it work, you need to have Allendale and Dorcius go in together. You don't start your attack without both. Because
I agree with that.
Dorcius can help guard and keep Allendale alive. If they have to attack Dorcius, they're not attacking Allendale, who's the big beat stick. I know it's a lot tougher now to make those work, but I can put a Fire Elemental and Cassandra out on turn 4 in particular books that I have. It can still be done.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's good to cast a late Dorcius now. You have to find a way to get them to go in together.
Yeah, honestly, with that sort of point, it might actually be better to look at your book and consider something like Crusade Banner or something and come up with a different opening, because
something to get them going.
Dorcius is meant to be a very high level, type of creature. It's sort of like casting an angel. It's you need to really plan it out, because they're meant to be a certain way,
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Now I would say that Highland Unicorn is actually a pretty good choice as well, and that would have actually worked out in this.
Yeah, because then all 3 of you guys can go in and attack and be regenerating every turn.
Because then you could also, you regenerate everyone. You can then use guards in a good way. You can actually probably get more healing, especially against this matchup.
You're right. Highland Unicorn may be a better choice for that one.
Granted, it can die easier, but that's why you guard. You have Radiant Breastplate, something like that.
It synergizes with that stuff.
I don't know. Puddin, any thoughts?
I think I'd just reiterate the things that you guys have said.
Yeah,
right, the targeting is one of those things that takes practice and tactics, and we even saw that we disagreed with some of the targets that Jason chose this time too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a decision that you got to make in the moment, and the evaluation ability in game, I've noticed for me especially, is just way lower than the evaluation capacity outside the game.
That's fair.
The way to correct, a lot of the way to get better at it is to continue to play games, right? Practice with the book you have. The more familiar you are with what your book does, regardless of what the other guy's doing, the more familiar you are with what your book does, you know what tools to use in certain situations. By practicing your books only during a tournament game, you are leaving yourself out to dry because you don't know A, what to target, B, what to target with what, C, what to do when all the things have gone to shit and how to recover. All of those things come from experience, and if you experience your book once every tournament, I got bad news for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if tournament games, you really want to play at least 10 games with your book.
I would be more comfortable running a book that I have run 50 times and giving my opponent the deck list ahead of time than one that I made up on the spot and have run 5 times.
Yeah, I'd agree with
that. Right? That's just the example of how much that familiarity and knowing what your book can do is an advantage. That practice is there's no replacement for it.
I think that's pretty much covering this whole thing.
That wraps up the analysis portion of this video. So we appreciate everybody watching and sticking with us through it.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? All right, then.
We're good. I think we're good.
All right.
Well, GG to Jason.
GG to Jason. Congrats on the win. GG to Red Dice. Thanks for playing. You're almost there. You got some things you can work on, but just take this one as a lesson, right? Sometimes you just get beaten. I know how it feels. Jason got me too. From here, we're going to continue with the tournament and playtesting and continue with that. If you haven't checked out the Mage Wars Discord, probably going to link it in the comments here. Anything else I'm missing?
That's it.
No. That's
all
good.
Right.
More games coming soon.
More games coming soon.